All right, it's Colin Kelly from Comsteria. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our organisation, which delivers media training, public relations, crisis comms, and lots of digital marketing creative services such as podcast production and video and podcast training as well. We've got our official brochure, which you can get for yourself at comsteria.co.uk, or drop me a note and I'll send it to you. But I thought I would explain a little bit about who we are and what we do just by taking you through this sales brochure. So we've actually been going since 2012. I came out of my career in journalism and I'd always had this ambition to start my own training and consultancy business, to get into media training. One of the programs that I had on the radio during my journalism career involved interviewing entrepreneurs, involved interviewing Scotland's business leaders, people like Sir Tom Farmer and Sharon Gill, and I also got to interview Anita Roddick, the founder of The Body Shop. And there were certain things that they all said. And one of those things was, look, there's no right time. You just need to go for it. It's a roller coaster. Go for it. Follow that dream. Follow that passion. So I decided to do that. At round about exactly the same time that Emma and I were starting a family. Emma had a career in teaching, and she'd gone sort of part-time job share where our children were young. We had our two boys very close together. And after a few years, she had developed her skill for video production, which I don't do. I don't get involved in. Emma did, and we had clients who would come to me for media training, and then they'd look for maybe video production as well. So Emma was able to occupy that space, and so then we were off and running. We could start to deliver a little bit more, and it's grown since then. So around about, I think, 2018, I decided to change the name of the business. It had been Colin Kelly Media Limited, and then it became Comsteria Limited. And we've built up a really nice client base, much of it around Scotland. A lot of public sector organisations going in and training their comms team and delivering media training, presentation skills. And in our brochure here, you can find out all about me and Emma, and there's testimonial quotes from some of the people that we have been happy enough and fortunate enough to work with. And I think there's a real value in bringing in someone from outside when you're having some training or consultancy from your organisation. Somebody that doesn't owe you anything, someone that doesn't know the politics of the place, someone that's not a friend. You know, someone that can listen and then tell you how it really is. And that's what we love doing. And I think the other advantage of working with someone like us is you benefit from all the little things we've picked up from the many, many organisations that we've worked with. So as we go around our clients of all shapes and sizes, we learn a little bit from how they all operate, and you benefit from all of that as well, those little bits of insight and our own professional development. So you can see on the screen here some of the main areas that we get involved in, and I suppose it can be split between training and consultancy work and creative services. So actually making podcasts for you, writing content for you, or shooting some video for you. Now, we tend not to get involved in sort of glossy, sales-orientated video production. Emma does amazing sort of talking head interview type videos, which work quite nicely with our media training, with, you know, helping an organisation explain this is who we are and what we do. I think that's what we deliver best, helping you identify what it is that you're trying to say, show you the consequences of saying it one way and maybe suggesting a better way of saying it. And then in our media training, simulating the journalism experience. So I turn up, I ask, here's what I would ask if I was a journalist reporting on you today. Here's what I would do with this interview that you've just given me. And then I become your friend and I work with you to help you say it better. I give you the tricks, help you keep control, help you get one over the journalist. But before we get to that, I have to show you, look, here's what a journalist's going to do. Here's what they're out for. Now, some of our clients want to raise their profile. They want to embrace the media. They want more coverage. And some don't. Some would rather avoid the media and stay out of it and downplay it all. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, we'll work with you in both these situations. Lots around digital media and social media is still something that organizations struggle with. It moves so fast, it's forever changing. So lots of support there, and we might give you a free copy of the book, Embrace the Space, that I worked on with my good friend Gary Ennis to support the training. I think success on social media is about having the right attitude. And so that book's got a lot in there as well. And you can stick that in the office shelf and share it with the rest of the team. We've also been getting involved lately with crisis communications. I think having been in business for this length of time and working with the clients that we have and some of the training that I've undergone, we're able to offer that. Now, it's not something that, every crisis is different. There's no one size fits all. So we do deliver some basic crisis comms training. But in terms of consultancy, really, we would rather get to know you first, figure out the situation, and then let you know whether it's something that we think we can help with. And if it's not something I can help you with, there'll be someone that I can recommend who'd maybe be better suited. So depending on the nature of the crisis, it might be something that we can support you with. And we're very grateful to the clients that we've worked with recently who've taken us into their trust and their confidence and allowed us to steer them through or help them steer themselves through maybe these challenging times. If you are a public sector organisation, you'll find us on Public Contract Scotland. We are a small business. We had an office in Glasgow up until the pandemic, and then we let it go when everything moved online. A lot of our work has remained online. A lot of our clients are quite rightly concerned about the environment, concerned about sustainability. They have staff working from home, so it suits them to deliver training online. And frankly, it suits us a lot of the time as well. It's good for business. That said, we're always happy to come in and see you wherever you are. We might charge for travel if you're outside the central belt of Scotland. It's always nice to come in and see you because we can pick up sometimes on the atmosphere, the culture of the organisation. We can see what you've got lying around on the desks that maybe people aren't supposed to see. Well, if you brought a journalist in, they've just seen it. So there's things like that. There's a dimension there that you really only get face-to-face when we're on the premises. But it's great to offer online training as well. I used to despair sometimes at clients who would want us to come in for some training and they'd have to book a room. And even that was a nightmare for some of them. And book catering. And then people would have to travel in. So online can avoid a lot of that. Now, we do most of our work is business to business, but we're always happy to work with individuals. If you're working in marketing or PR or comms or you're self-employed and you want to upskill, we're always happy to deal with individuals, and we have a slightly different payment system for individuals. We're not going to make you pay the same as a larger organisation. So always do get in touch with us through comsteria.co.uk, and we'd be happy to advise. We sometimes do put on open courses, which we publicise through our Eventbrite channel on the website, where you can just book a spot for a couple of hours and get an introduction to podcast production or smartphone video training or whatever it is. I always come back to the writing. I think that so much of our communications tactics, so much of the activity has its roots in writing. Even if that's making a video or doing a podcast, because you may well be planning it or storyboarding it. And if you don't have confidence with your writing, or if you've had a bad experience with writing, maybe at school, and you've grown up thinking that you don't write, or you don't like writing, or maybe thinking that you can't write, I think it's important to take that on and try and overcome it and address it. And that's where Emma's background as an English school, secondary school teacher can really help. And also my work in journalism. If you lack confidence with your writing, I'd love to try and fix that with you or work with you to try and improve that. Writing for marketing or PR or writing a press release or storyboarding a video, That's not academic writing. That's not the kind of writing that you did at school. So the fact that you might have had a bad experience with it at some point in your life, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to do it now, that you won't be able to write a blog or, plan a video or script an intro for a podcast. It's a different skill, and we can teach you that. Equally, you might have been really good at academic writing, or you might love creative writing. Well, that could be a real hindrance if you're trying to write a press release or write some Instagram captions or whatever it is. So for some of you, maybe it's thinking differently or thinking again about writing with a blank sheet of paper. Come and speak to us, because I hate this thought of people being held back or hamstrung because of something that happened to them, 20, 30 years ago when they were at school. So we'd love to work with you. Maybe you're running an agency and you might think, well, they've got maybe practical experience or digital experience or journalistic experience, or working with a slightly different client base or have a different perspective. We work with lots of other training providers like ourselves, lots of other PR agencies. We're very happy to partner with or do it all under your name. Come and have a word with us. We run storytelling sessions. We make podcasts for clients. So the Frobel Trust are one of our podcasting clients. They're an education charity looking at the work of Friedrich Frobel and supporting early years education. Fascinating working with them. I wish I'd known it when our own children were a bit younger, because the different techniques for supporting and educating young children, really, really fascinating. And it's one of the things that we love about our work, is all the different things that we pick up from our clients. So I could talk to anyone about early years education. We've also done podcasts around the clean energy transition. So we've worked with SGN around their hydrogen trials. We've worked with National Grid around their transition to clean energy and what they're doing in Massachusetts around the electrification of the grids and changing the gas networks into electricity and using electric vehicles as well. So that clean energy transition has been a lot of our podcast work in there. Sometimes doing it for the client, but sometimes just recording, producing and editing. So it's actually their voice, it's their team that are all over it. But we just put it all together for them. And then there are others where I actually front the podcast and script it and narrate it and that sort of thing. We'd love to talk to you some more. Emma's got some great work that she's doing around smartphone video production. Costs a lot less than you think because of this model where we don't have these high overheads, where we don't spend money on advertising. We very carefully work with certain clients who give us a lot of repeat business, which leads to word of mouth. And so we've been in that fortunate position and utilizing the social media, so using the very channels and tactics that we advise our clients to use. We use them ourselves, and it means that we're not spending money on huge amounts of advertising. Also, this space just moves a lot quicker. And I think some of these larger, old-fashioned corporate video production companies, they're not really equipped for the quick response, fast turnaround work that our clients need. One thing we've learned over the last few years is that our clients, these comms teams, these marketing departments, these small businesses, they're snowed under. It's constant firefighting. They often don't get to do the thing that they really wanted to do today. And so pulling us in, for 1 or 2 days or a few hours or for some editing support, it can really get them results quicker, and it works out in a very cost-effective way. We're absolutely passionate about saving you money, about delivering value. We're aware of how the technology is changing, and we don't think that anybody has a divine right to charge inflated fees for knowledge, information, and skills. The business model that some of our competitors adopted in the 70s, in the 80s, and the 90s, it doesn't stand today. You need a different business model, and our approach has had that built in from the beginning. Many clients express delight at our prices, and it works for us because of the particular business model that we're using. So get in touch, give us a shout. So much of this, I think, is about the right attitude. And it's not just that we're going to come and make you videos or give you a podcast or do some media training. We are going to reinvigorate you as well. And we're going to set you up for success in this digital age. It's not just about those tactics and activities. It's about the culture of your organization as well. So come and join our powerful communication revolution. You can call us on 0141 628 8228. Visit us at comsteria.co.uk or drop me an email. It's admin@comsteria.co.uk. Thanks very much for watching this little video. We'll send you that sales brochure if you drop me a note. And if there's someone that you know that you think would benefit from this, then you're most welcome to pass it on.